The National Education Minister expects a calm social and academic comeback in the southern province of Gardaya. The Minister of Health and Hospital Reform has reaffirmed that healthcare in Algeria is free of charge and will always be. Internationally, violent protests outside Ukraine's parliament left 1 dead and scores of injured. Those were today's top stories. Thank you for joining us live on Dzair News. The National Education Minister Nouri Ibn Ghabrit has stressed the paramount necessity to focus on social and pedagogic aspects in southern Gardaya province, while expressing satisfaction at the good preparations underway for the new academic year in this province. She also urged the teaching staff and school managers to exploit all the technical and technological potentialities for the sake of the pupils' success as part of efforts to shore up this vital sector of activity. Nouri Ibn Ghabrit also confirmed from Gardaya the full readiness of local public schools to receive pupils for normal schooling after paying a visit to some of them in the southern region. The Minister of Health and Hospital Reform, Abdelmalek Boudiaf, stressed that the government will not abandon its free care and health law is clear in this regard, warning hospital staff against directing patients from public institutions to the private ones. The health minister, who is currently on an inspection visit to the western province of Gilizan, confirmed that the vaccine against seasonal flu is available at the Pasteur Institute in downtown Algiers.
ما تقولوا لهمش روحوا لبرا للابوراتوار باش يديروا لو مالاد اللي يقصدنا.
You don't direct patients to private institutions. If they already chose to go to public institutions, the law is clear. The care is free of charge and vaccine is available. I don't want to hear any of shortage of medicine supply. Hospital quota is available. I invite the press to visit Pasteur Institute to check its availability.
Of Interior and Local Assemblies announced that the deadline to deliver the file for visa for those concerned about the Hajj pilgrimage will be on the day after tomorrow, Wednesday, at 6 p.m, according to a press release. According to the same source, the submitted file must consist of the biometric and electronic passport, in addition to the Hajj notebook for the season 2015, as well as 2 photographs and a marriage certificate or any other document related to the civil status. The Minister of Interior and Local Assemblies, Nourdine Bedoui, has stated that the strength of Algeria consists in the determination of the Algerian citizen to forge ahead and to act in close collaboration with state institutions. Besides, Mr. Bedoui recalled the resolve of his ministerial department services to empower the local officials to exercise their entire prerogatives in order to cast an atmosphere of integration and coordination and to attract new profit-yielding investments in the country's various municipalities. In his statement on the public television, the minister stated that a working group will be set up so as to put the new proposal and supervise the major residential compounds such as the Bata district of Ali Manjil in Constantine, eastern Algeria, which has of late witnessed major floods caused by torrential rains. In other news now, the number of mobile phone network subscribers has risen in Algeria to about 34 million in late 2014, including 8.5 million for the third-generation network, registering a hike of 9.26% compared to the year 2013, according to the relevant Telecommunications Authority's statement. It is worth recalling that Phone Mobile operator Mobilis has so far attracted 3.8 million subscribers for the third-generation network, followed by Ooredoo with 3.4 million, and in third spot comes GZ with 1.2 million subscribers. Concerning market shares, GZ occupies the first place in GSM system by 49.8%, whereas Mobilis holds the first place with 44.8% of market shares concerning the third-generation mobile phone network here in Algeria. In other local news, a state of inspection and apprehension marked the real estate market in Algeria these days due to the adverse impact of the fluctuating oil prices and the constant devaluation of the national currency, the dinar, thus heightening the fear of real estate agents as to a possible chaos that has been gripping the national real estate market recently. Hintzman Ross has the full story.
The fluctuating oil prices and the constant devaluation of the dinar in the international market became the talk of the town nowadays in Algeria's economic milieu. Experts and analysts estimated that the real estate market will be the first victim of this economic crisis that is starting to loom on the horizon.
People who saved money, they can go and buy real estate, and those with no money don't go to real estate, and instead buy elsewhere, but find trouble selling afterwards for the high prices.
Nevertheless, real estate experts don't necessarily agree with these estimations. Real estate agencies and even brokers lay out a description different from the views of economic experts.
I don't think the oil crisis and the constant devaluation of the dinar has anything to do with the situation in the real estate market. This has been the case even when our financial situation was blooming. The real problem is in the organization of the market.
The implicit non-influence of real estate markets by the fluctuating oil prices didn't prevent a state of fear and anticipation from everyone related to this market, either those who own or want to buy real estate, to intermediaries and counselors.
There is less and less turnout and demand. People come and visit but never come back. They are reluctant.
The variation of analysis of the real estate market state in Algeria between economic experts and real estate agents only shows the chaotic reality seen in this market, either regarding the unrealistic prices or the mechanisms of work.
The governor of the Bank of Algeria, Mohamed El-Qassi, has urged banks and financial institutions in the country to strictly comply with their obligations in relation to foreign trade and foreign exchange transactions. More details in the following report by Mohamed Barzwan.
As oil prices plunge, banks are urged to strictly abide by the legislation. Mr. El-Qassi said this will help maintain the financial stability of Algeria as the economy faces scathing repercussions from the recent drop in oil prices, which affects the balance of payments and public finances. According to Mr. El-Qassi, all exporting countries are expected to see the balance of current accounts deteriorate while their fiscal space contracts. Given the likely acuity of an external shock in 2015, banks are expected to strictly comply with their obligations as authorized intermediaries, especially with foreign trade and exchange operations in the context of the current dinar convertibility despite its latest depreciation versus the euro and the US dollar. He explained that the Bank of Algeria will strengthen controls and ensure the bank's compliance with the new ratio commitments related to shareholders' funds, which went down from 4 to 2% in December. He added that in 2015 the rate of audits for transactions with foreign companies will also be accelerated. Risky activities such as import operations, those made from certain countries whose tax systems, customs and anti-money laundering are notoriously known for their laxity and tolerance, will especially be monitored, he underlined.
From economy, we shift to the vexed Libyan file. United Nations Secretary General's Special Representative for Libya, Bernardino Leon, talking to the UN Security Council, has reiterated his gratitude to Algeria for its steadfast support for the ongoing UN mediation aimed at hammering out a negotiated political solution to Libya's current crisis. More on the file with Mohamed Barzwan in the following report.
As the inter-Libyan dialogue process is reaching its final stage, Mr. Bernardino Leon said he would like to express his sincere thanks and profound gratitude to the Libyan people and leaders, as well as to the countries and regional organizations that have been backing up the inter-Libyan dialogue process, he told the 15 UN Security Council members through video conferencing from Paris. To this effect, Mr. Bernardo Leon cited first Algeria, then Egypt, Germany, Italy, Qatar, Spain, Switzerland, Turkey, Tunisia, the United Arab Emirates, the African Union, the European Union and the Arab League for their significant contribution to the smooth running of the Libyan dialogue process. In early August, the UN mediator praised Algeria's constant efforts and its firm support for the UN mediation designed to help achieve a peace agreement among the different Libyan conflicting parties.
We can make progress and have the first names for a unity government this week. It is going to be a difficult discussion, and I wouldn't like to have expectations to be too high, bearing in mind how difficult the situation is on the ground.
The current United Nations-sponsored mediation is geared to the setting up of a national unity government and the enforcement of viable security arrangements as part of global efforts to restore peace and stability in this neighboring North African country.
In other world news, Palomir's ancient temple of Bel is still standing, despite an attempt by ISIS Syria group terrorists to blow it up. Syria's antiquities chief Ma'mun Abdul Karim confirmed there was a large explosion within its perimeter, but said the basic structure of the 2,000-year-old site was intact. But the extent of the damage is unclear, with witnesses unable to get close to the temple. Initial reports said that the site had been partially destroyed. Mr. Abdul Karim, head of the Syrian Department of Antiquities and Museums, said, "Our information is provisional, but it indicates that any damage done was partial, and the basic structure is still standing." One Ukrainian National Guard member has been killed and about 100 injured in violent protests outside Ukraine's parliament. Clashes between nationalists and riot police erupted after MPs gave initial backing to reforms for more autonomy in the rebel-held east. National Guardmen were pelted with firecrackers and petrol bombs as explosions were heard. The reforms are part of a peace plan to end fighting in eastern Ukraine. Way back to Algeria now. The coastal province of Dzair in eastern Algeria is home to a piece of heaven. With its waterfalls like every summer, it is a destination of thousands of tourists and vacationers who come from the four corners of the country, attracted by the mesmerizing natural sights and the refreshing water breeze.
It's one of nature's greatest wonders. Its enchanting beauty made it the top destination for not only Dzair's natives, but Algerians from the four corners of the country. Kafrida waterfalls high up in the mountains of Taskruf, in the municipality of Barjamnera.
This is marvelous. It is refreshing. We take souvenir photos. We've seen the splendid beauty of Algeria and the touristic sites it shelters. We liked it here. The waterfalls are amazing. We took pictures. There are many tourists here and there is security around as well.
The heavy flow of tourists portrays the increased love of nature. And despite the lack of facilities and services, some young men raised the challenge and put their own means to overhaul the place.
This place is family friendly. There is security and we welcome everyone to come and spend the day anytime they want.
A piece of heaven with all the qualification to become an important touristic pole, if only authorities concerned took responsibility to rehabilitate them.
To wrap it up, a word about latest technological innovation. The hands-free Segway is a two-wheeled, self-balancing, battery-powered electric vehicle. It is produced by Segway Corporation. The name Segway is derived from the word Sige, meaning smooth transition, and we invite you to have a ride with us.
There is a smarter way of moving short distances nowadays. Enthusiasts say it is taking the world by storm. The smart balance wheel resembles a skateboard or a mini Segway without the handle and is becoming increasingly popular among the younger population all over the globe. The battery-powered board moves according to the user's weight distribution. To move forward, for example, the user only needs to lean forward. To slow down, stop, or move backwards, the user has to lean back. The same principle applies when the user wants to turn left or right. If a person loses control of the board, he can safely jump off it, like one gets off a skateboard. Riding it is similar to using a skateboard or roller skates. It's all about balancing your weight. When someone is walking leisurely, his average speed is about 5 kilometers an hour. But using a smart balance wheel gives you a speed of between 10 kilometers up to 12 kilometers an hour. It can go fast, but it has built-in safe features that warn the user to slow down when he or she is going very fast. Although the board can be bought online or in malls, not all malls allow people to use it in their premises, which is a problem. Around the world, personal mobility is changing, and the use of smart balance wheels is just the beginning. Many other types of self-balancing boards, hoverboards, and walk cars are being launched internationally.
And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our news in English brought to you live from Dzair News. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.